When you wish upon a flop. That's what you get. Absolutely terrible. Let's take a look at some of the dailies. And oh boy, hey, good on Wish. Good on Wish, okay? On Tuesday, with Tuesday's numbers coming out, they finally eclipsed $50 million worldwide. Yo, what is going on out here? $33 million domestically, okay? And it had... Oof, it did recover. It did recover for that first sub $1 million day, but guys, not all that much. Like, okay, Wish, it's probably going to make more money. It's more than likely going to make more money than Strange World. So it's not officially going to be like the dollar and dollar worst performing Disney animated feature, but for the amount of money that it put out there, and given the fact that this was supposed to be the Hallmark 100th anniversary spectacular, and the best that you can do is simply fail in the face of everything else, and the big reason why so many modern properties are failing, because it's not about telling a good story. It's not about compelling characters. It's not about an interesting plot. It's simply about being self-referential. It's the same thing that killed Star Trek, same thing that killed Star Wars, Marvel. Pick your favorite franchise that's out there in the modern context. Every single one of those things died on the vine of simply being about the franchise it's a part of. Game of Thrones did the exact same shit in the final few seasons by simply referencing old shit that they did. Hey guys, remember when our series wasn't shit? Yeah, but we're here right now in the 6th season, and we're still stuck in the middle of wondering, oh cool, the Battle of the Bastards was all fun and stuff, but why did Ramsay leave what was always referred to as one of the most impenetrable castles in all of Westeros? Why would he do that in order to just fight Jon in the field? And why would Sansa not tell Jon, even though she was prompted to tell him at least a few times about having the forces, or the Army of the Vale at her beck and call? Why would she do... Anyways, but that's another story for another time. Here you have Disney's Wish celebrates 100 years with 100 plus callbacks. That's all they have, man. Instead of bringing in... Okay, you can at the same time... This is what it could have been, okay? If Wish was handled by capable, competent people, this could have been the bridge from the old 1st century into the brand new one. But no, instead, it was just look at all of these shiny things that we brought apart, or brought along with us. Unbelievable. When Asha, a vibrant 17-year-old dreamer, discovers the dark truth, that's racist, about her beloved hometown, she's a bit torn. So following in the footsteps of a long line of Disney characters, she looks up at the starry night and makes a wish. A plucky star answers, and with a little help from some friends, she gets by with a little help from her friends. See, it's our first reference. It's Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. But if this is for kids, do you think that a drug reference would be appropriate? Asha works out a way to make her wish come true, directed by Chris Buck and Fawn Veerasunthorn. That's an interesting last name, but more on her very shortly. Walt Disney Animation, aptly titled Wish, which hits theaters on November 22nd in a celebration of the culmination of Storied Studios' first 100 years of storytelling. But as Disney's animation chief creative officer Jennifer Lee, there's no men that work at Disney, except for the guy who's in charge, and oh boy, is he backpedaling like he's on a fucking unicycle. The new original fairy tale is not just a look back at the studio's legacy. Yeah, because the studio used to be successful, but that's not the case anymore, because they're hiring the likes of Fawn Veerasunthorn, okay? Who has done such wonderful things. I've got her IMDb pulled up because I just wanted to know what exactly are her previous works. Here you have her, right there at the, it's D3 Expo, okay? She's the short one with the red frames with no lenses in them, okay? Because that'll, I guess, make her look smart, because you couldn't really tell from the content of the film. But why does an animated feature need 2 directors? I don't have no idea, but okay, especially with somebody who's been a part of the art department, the animation department, and very little else. Oh, she was the head of story for Raya the Last Dragon, which was dragged as being atrocious. Ralph Breaks the Internet. Well, that made a lot of money. Oh, as the story artist. Okay, Zootopia, story artist, animator. Why did she get promoted to be the director? Okay, that makes no sense at all. okay? But that's right. Maybe they insulated themselves with, like really competent people. I think you already know where we're going with this one in order to, because I'm just trying to figure out, how did this become such a disaster? Okay. And then you take a look under the hood and it's the exact same reason why everything else is failing under the Disney umbrella. Incompetent people, inexperienced individuals put in places of power. And guess what? They're fucking failing. It's no shock. You hire people that aren't suited for those roles, but you only hire them because they check diversity boxes. Stop it. Get some help. Well, you're going to have to after all of these bombs hit theaters. A Walt Disney Animation Studios animator has commented on the mixed critical reception of the studio's latest movie, Wish, which has received since its release last week. Taylor Gessler Lanning, the animator who worked on films like Encanto, Strange Worlds. Oh God, if you fail like that, like Encanto, yeah, it was kneecapped in 2021 by a bunch of ludicrous mandates, but Strange World, yeah, that was all on you, lady. And Wish took to Twitter to speak about the most recent film's review. Lanning said that she is proud of Wish. That's the problem, man, okay? Like, you take a look at Aman Vellani, okay? Aman Vellani with the Marvels, Ms. Marvel, Kamala Khan, however you'd like to refer to her. She would mostly just be like, I'm an aspiring actress and I've had some work before, but just don't check my resume. She's got a pretty level head when it comes to this, okay? She's got her critiques for the franchise moving forward, and she was happy with her performance. Was she happy about the movie? She was happy about her performance. And, the overall performance of the film, well, that's for Bob Iger to worry about. Because that's kind of out of her hands, and she's completely right. She could only do as good with the material as that of which she's been provided, and it was all trash. But okay, well, what is she talking about here? Okay, she's proud of Wish, and the movie, as mixed reviews, inspired her, as they showed the viewers demand more from this art form. All right. She goes on to state, we need to keep innovating and pushing for what is next in animation, before explaining that Disney had a similar period of difficulty prior to 1989. So they knew all of the problems beforehand. They went and took a darker approach to things. This was during, the Don Bluth era in the 1980s, the 70s and 80s, where they were kind of, to rip off, the Stones for a second. They were kind of sucking in the 70s and doing a lot of blow in the 80s, and it's not a Stones thing, but that's what the Stones were doing. And yeah, they just about went under. So instead of learning from your own mistakes, you decided to repeat the cycle because you think that you know better. Okay. Yeah, with the release of Little Mermaid, which, oh yeah, spoilers, that also got released this year. How well did that one do? Oh, the big hit on Disney Plus. Yeah, that's why you want to put movies in theaters, so that they're big hits on streaming services. Okay. Finally, the animator states that the new creative genius is needed to keep animation fresh. Yeah, see, guys, they hire us, and yeah, sure, we can't do that great of a job, but somebody will eventually have to take over that, actually has fucking talent. I'm so tired of these people. What do you mean, these people? The people that they put in place, okay, who just aren't good enough at their job to be at the places where they're at, going, well, we tried. We did the best we could with what we had. You had $200 fucking million. You had $200 million. This is the shit that you pumped out. Something that nobody fucking wants. Nobody's really talking about the plot of this. Everybody's looking at the animation and going, yeah, this could have also been released right when A Little Mermaid would have came out, and it would have effectively killed the fucking company. So maybe it's better right at the point where they do have some capital still left to burn. But Jesus Christ, they better fucking turn this shit around. Otherwise, it's going to be The House of Mouse, brought to you by Apple. Here's Lanning's tweets. It will take time. Disney was almost dead before The Little Mermaid, and we need creative genius to take what people love about animation and make it fresh. Think about this. How we will do that is unknown. How we will do that is unknown. Right, okay. But I feel... I don't want your feelings. I want what you know. And it's clearly not how to make compelling animation. Confident. We can make it happen if we keep pushing ourselves as artists and taking risks. Yeah, taking risks with a $200 million budget. You take risks with indie films. You take risks with a $25, $50 million budget. You don't take risks with big fucking studio projects like this. Disney's definitely going to have to go back to the drawing board. And okay, sure, this is some airheaded animator. Okay, they're a dime a dozen, and they just continue to keep falling off of Disney, who is notorious for its low pay. So I guess it's the old axiom, if you pay peanuts, you get monkeys. And Taylor, well, hopefully you like the peanuts. What about Fawn Veerasunthorn? Sorry that the article's a little fucking goofily formatted, but it was behind a paywall on New York Times, and your boy's not giving a fucking, penny to that woke ass organization. So I got a reprint. Okay, we're going to take a look at what's going on with the Fawn out here. Okay, one of the directors of the new film Wish at Walt Disney Animation Studios in Burbank, California, after she was finally hired by the studio. What do you mean by that? Okay, at the turn of the century, a young medical student in Thailand, oh wait, she's a nurse, mailed a handwritten letter to a Disney animator in Florida. Student Fawn Veerasunthorn had attended a guest lecture of visual effects animation, Python, fuck off, I ain't pronounced that, years earlier at her Bangkok high school. His alma mater. She'd since graduated and was miserable in her first year of med school. Get to the fucking point. But as she wondered, might he have advice on how she could switch careers, move to the United States, and follow his footsteps? I'm not smart enough in order to, figure out what the fuck to do. But to be fair, she is looking for a mentor, but she's also not looking all that hard. It's like, yeah, okay, apply to an art school. Okay, like, you're a woman. You're obviously going to be getting preferential treatment. Oh my God, and you're a minority? Oh my God, it's like, double points for you, Good for you as long as you have a cursory amount of talent. And she's like, I know, that's why I'm reaching out to you, because I need connections, because I don't have any. He wrote back in the email address, struck up a correspondence as he answers her questions, which range from what is a portfolio. Oh my God, I want to work in art, but I don't do oh my God. Okay, like whenever I reach out to somebody, to know clarifications on, their specific field, you do a cursory amount of research so you don't piss somebody off. But she, of course, being a woman, and I don't know, maybe, a few years ago and without those stupid fucking problem glasses, maybe she was attractive. Just, guys are simps, man, because if a guy would have just, turned up and was like, I want to be an animator, but I know nothing about animation, that would have went directly into the trash. But he was probably like, oh my God, a girl's talking to me, because, you got these creepy animators that are out there, and some of them, they are a little socially awkward, to say the least. Okay. Yeah, which asks, what is a portfolio? Where'd you go to college? Do girls really work in animation? And is this safe? Is this safe? What the fuck are you asking for? You're looking to take a risk, but you're asking, is it safe? The problem with this industry, man, they aren't taking risks. They aren't taking appropriate risks, smart risks, creative risks. They're just trying to reinvent the wheel, but just don't have the requisite talent to. At the time, the animation industry in her home country was small. It's still fucking small, okay? Not many people from Thailand even have a dream of working in animation, let alone at Disney, said guy who counts a Lion King, Mulan, and Lilo and Stitch among his credits, but she was really determined. Yeah, of course, she just had to figure out basics of the industry. She spent the past 12 years climbing the ranks of a Disney animation studio, serving as story assistant. Yeah, no, we went through a resume. It's not all that illustrious. Spurned by that determination, Veerasunthorn dropped out of med school, moved across the Pacific for art school, and pushed past multiple Disney rejections until she eventually got her foot in the door in 2011, and then wooed everybody with her inability to turn a lot of money into any kind of profits. This is what happens, man. Somebody who has been rejected multiple fucking times over. There's a reason. But she showed up in 2011 when Disney was actually turning out hits, actually had a direction, wasn't completely and totally subverted by ideologues. And now, since that metamorphosis of the company is obviously complete, now she can just go ahead and do whatever in the blue hell she likes. Because for as much as I think that this failure will be punished, it's Disney we're talking about right here, okay? We talking about Disney, man. We talking about holding women accountable. Yeah, that shit ain't gonna be happening. So I look forward to hearing the announcement of Wish 2, because it's gonna be probably the best performing animated film ever directed by a Thai woman. If they're gonna be running with all that shit, holy man, I wouldn't put it past them. It's Disney after all. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.